If you find value in the content we provide, consider the tip jar. All the details are in the show notes of every episode. Thanks in advance. This has been an ACB community call.
Unmute Presents Community Call was hosted on Tuesday, 11 July, 2023. B3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Unmute. Good to see everyone again. We just want to remind everyone here at the top that we're going to try and get through everyone's first questions first. If we get through all the hands, then, and we have time, we will take second questions. Also, please be respectful and give everyone the same opportunity as you would want. The question of the day today is, with all of the community and convention stuff that was going on, if you either were there or got to listen virtually, what is your favorite tech, or it could be high or low, vendor at convention, and why? And Michael, what's going on?
Do I get to answer that question, or because I have a biased opinion? Oh.
Yeah, go for it. Give us your biased
So for
opinion
me, it's AT Guys, but you know, AT Guys writes my paycheck every other week, so gotta be fond of that. Honestly, we really don't have a lot of announcements. We didn't publish too much content. I would encourage people, if you haven't yet, this past Friday to go listen to on the Unmute podcast feed the latest episode. Well, it's actually a new segment that we're trying with Lynn and myself, talking about AI and some of the advancements in AI technology. So give that a listen. We didn't have content for last Thursday or for Tuesday because of convention. However, prior to that, we published a repost of an IAcast episode. And then prior to that IAcast episode, we published a cool chat where Stephen Scott, Sean Priest, Damasi Thomas, Marty Sobo, and myself all sat down and had a great conversation about technology and the use of technology as a blind individual. And if you don't know who Stephen and Sean are, you should definitely give that a listen to get introduced to them. And yes, I am back on beta. So that was our quick recap of what we have published. Coming up this week, we have Lucy and her monthly A-Lady segment. So you want to check that out on the podcast feed. And as Marty mentioned, while we are getting through this stuff, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. Feel free to answer the question about your favorite tech vendors. I thought he was going to say, how did you consume ACB media? Or how did you consume the convention? And then while we are waiting for any questions, Marty, for you, how did you consume convention? Because you weren't there, right?
Right. Mine was mostly virtual. So yeah, that worked out well. They did a great job of doing all of the streaming and everything else. So that was really good. So every year it gets better and better, you know.
Certainly.
Diane, do you have any hands up?
Yes, we do.
Perfect.
JC is first.
Hey, JC.
Hey, JC, how you doing?
Hey, good to hear both of y'all back again in the saddle. I too am also on beta as well, but anyhow, yes. Anyway, to answer your burning daily tech question, I should say, about the convention, I didn't take part in it, although I did take part in one, which is the showcase, which was awesome, by the way. It was well done. The virtual side, the in-person, I'll have to catch the podcast. But at any rate, my favorite high-tech company, even though I am no longer a JAWS user anymore because I switched fully to the Mac, I still want to give props either way. Freedom Scientific, that is my favorite vendor, even though I switched over to Mac in the foreseeable future. If I ever get a job working with Windows, JAWS is my go-to, and that's that.
Awesome, JC. Well, thank you for that, and we appreciate that.
No problem, guys.
Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Diane, who got next?
Next is Chanel.
Yes,
Hey,
and
Chanel.
we have Tony in Clubhouse.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
We do not hear you if you're talking.
Yeah,
Tony.
you're muted. Oh,
Okay,
you
here,
are.
here. Okay, here.
Yep. Now we can hear you, Tony.
Okay, it's DJ, not disguised as Tony. And, Michael's good to hear your voice. So, I am in the process of seeking to get a new Bluetooth keyboard. Did some research and went to AT Guys or the At Guys. I like At Guys. That sounds so cool. And looked up Bluetooth keyboard. There's a thing on a Bluetooth keyboard, and there's the. Let me see if I can remember this right now. The plug-in keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard.
So it's actually a company called Pluggable. So ABLE.
Pluggable. Okay. So with that particular the keyboard that I looked at or was seeking to get involved in getting with would be I think it's $60 or something like that there.
Yep. $59.95.
$59.95. Yeah. So if my memory serves me correctly, there is a phone number I believe begins with the area code 269 that reaches directly to you guys' POB, which is place of business.
Yep. So you can call us DJ at 269-216-4798. I am fully transparent with people to say, leave us a voicemail. We're getting back to you as quickly as we can. We had several tickets we had to get, several voicemails we had to get back to over convention, but we are getting back to people as quickly as possible and should get to you no later than the next couple of days if you leave a voicemail.
Right. So, so that's what I'm going to do. And maybe they can, so by that phone number, I can be able to place an order on that by that number, right?
Yep. So you can place an order over the phone. If you call us and leave your voicemail, please do not leave credit card information on the voicemail. I say that because people have done that before. The fastest way to process it, though, is to get it done online. Otherwise, if you just want to talk to a human, give us a call, leave us a voicemail, say, hey, I want to talk to someone to get an order placed, and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible.
Sounds like a winner. Michael Babb, thank you so much, man. You guys are doing a great job there, and I'm glad to be able to do this and I would urge anyone that if you want to purchase a product or anything like that there, let's begin to support our own. We are all in the blindness community here. And so that's the number one thing that I'm looking at. So thanks a bunch for your assistance and
appreciate it, DJ.
We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Who do we got next?
Can I just put up my hand for one more in Clubhouse whenever you want to take that?
Yes, okay. I have it. I was thinking of going to Jane Suh. She was next.
Perfect. Let's go to Jane and then
we can go to Chanel. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jane.
I have a podcast idea for you guys. I know there is Amazon Prime Day right now. And they have their Eero Mesh Wi-Fi systems, which I actually use the Google one. But can we do a podcast on the different type of, what mesh Wi-Fi is and why people maybe compelled to, not necessarily switch, but maybe think about,
Yeah, so the benefits of mesh Wi-Fi and why someone might want to consider it. That's a great idea there, Jane. And then I will also tell people why I don't use Eero or Google Net or Google's version, and we're using Ubiquiti now. But yeah, that would be a great Sunday piece of content. So I will add that to the list, Jane. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane.
Is that thing, because I'm switching mesh too, is it accessible? The app
Ubiquiti?
Yeah.
So Ubiquiti's app is accessible. Everything you need to do in the app can be done. The web interface is usable, but preferred to be on Windows because the Mac has some challenges with the tables on that web interface. However, it is completely configurable from the app, and it is It can get very expensive depending on how much you want to put into it. We ran 250 feet of Ethernet cable, which really wasn't that expensive. If I wanted to, though, I could have added a wireless access point upstairs, and that would have worked well too. So it depends on how you want to set it up. I recommend someone who's interested in networking to kind of map out what is it that you need to have hardwired into your network, and what is it that is okay to be Wi-Fi. So for me, it's fine for the boys' laptops to be Wi-Fi, but for my computer, because I do video, I need to be Etherneted into the network. And then one of the boys has a gaming computer with an Ethernet adapter, so he also wants to be hardwired into the network.
Okay. Next, we go to Chanel.
Hey, Chanel.
Yes, and Monica is on stage.
I'm
How's
Monica.
it going?
Hello. I just wanted to make a comment for anyone wanting to order products from the AT Guys website. It's very easy to use because I did it all by myself. I didn't ask for any help. So
Well,
I just want to say it's great.
We tried to make it super easy, and the only gotcha for me is it's a 3-step checkout process. So make sure to pay attention while you're going through that.
Yes, but
at some point we're going to reduce that. But yeah,
but it tells you each step.
it does. Step
So
1,
that
step
helps.
2, step 3.
Exactly.
Yep. Make it as simple as possible.
So that was
Thanks,
my comment.
Monica.
And for convention, I did host events, and I listened both on the, well, not at the same time, but on the iPhone and the A-Lady was how I conceived. So
Oh, well, good. We're glad to hear that, and glad that you were able to consume the convention however you needed to.
thanks for letting me share.
No problem. Who do we got next, Diane? Thanks for sharing, Monica.
Next is Sirku.
Hey, Sirku.
Greetings from Finland, and I don't order much online from the United States because our custom rules are so. Well, not. Let's not get there.
Yes, I get that.
The pages are inaccessible, and yeah. But anyway, I consumed convention pretty much. I enjoyed every moment. I used my Windows computer. I still have Windows 10, but I'm going to upgrade to Windows 11 tomorrow. Hopefully I can use it and learn how all the changes. And I also used the ACB link to listen to the media content. And boy, that is such a super easy and accessible app. I recommend everyone to update it.
That's a great app. The update is really good and really easy to use.
Yeah, that's so easy. And I also have a question. You guys, you seem to be so smart with all the gadgets and Ujimajigis. So I wonder if you have come along with a pair of Bluetooth headphones, the on-ear headphones, because I cannot put anything in my ear, and like small Bluetooth headphones that are on-ear.
Small on-ear headphones. So I don't have a specific answer for you. I am most familiar with the Tribit Quiet Plus. They are a foldable pair of headphones that come with a case, but they're not necessarily small. They are designed so you can noise cancel with them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've looked at them, Sirku, but I have grown more and more fond of what is now known as shocks. They were formerly aftershocks, because that leaves your ears open so you can hear things around you.
The bone contact. Yeah, I have the older model of aftershocks, but I don't like the sound of it. It's kind of. But so I thought if you have heard of any better choice, so.
Yeah, so if someone else is listening and they have an idea of headphones that they like to wear that are lightweight and small that you can put on your ear, not in your ear, feel free to raise your hand and share with Sirku so she's aware.
I would be happy. Yes. So thank you very much.
Make a recommendation of taking a look at the Anchor headphones. They make a lot of different types of headphones, earbuds, over the ear, on ear, and all the way across the board. They're pretty reasonable price with pretty good current technology specs in them. So you might want to take a look at those. They're usually pretty good.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thanks for the call. Thanks.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Teresa and then to Chanel.
Hey, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, first of all, in answer to your question, I attended, unfortunately, I had to attend via Zoom. I would have loved to have been there in person. What were my favorite programs? Well, of course, I did General Session. I did listen to one of the NLS programs. I was a little disappointed that a couple of the ones I wanted to listen to from the NLS were not on Zoom. Somebody said they will be made into a podcast at a later date. I hope so. But I also have a question. I was listening to the online exhibits, and I heard your partner there talking about a type of a Bluetooth speaker that I think you can pair with an Alexa, and I forgot the name of the speaker. He said it kind of has like a 1980s style sound of a boombox.
So he was talking about the Tribit Stormbox Blast is the name of that speaker. It's shaped like Tribit Stormbox Blast. It's shaped like a old 80s style boombox. It even has a handle across the top. It has the buttons on the front. It is 90 watts, so it gets to be very loud if you want it to be super loud. It does have a Bluetooth capability, so if your Alexa device supports Bluetooth, then you can Bluetooth it to it. Otherwise, it has a line-in jack, which means you can plug a cable into your Echo's headphone jack, and then the other end of the cable into the back of the speaker. Now, the speaker itself does not have Alexa built in, but it is available for you to connect to your other devices to give it a lot more sound. And it does have true stereo in it. I tested that with Pink Floyd's Money, so I was able to hear the money go back and forth between the left and right channels.
Yeah. Okay. Now, which generation of Echo should a person have in order to make this? If you want to pair it.
So I don't know anything about the 4th and 5th generations. I would ask Lucy about that because she's my go-to A-Lady expert. I have the 3rd generation Echo Dots, and I know that has a headphone jack on it, so you can use that with it. The 4th and 5th generations do support Bluetooth, so that would work if you wanted to Bluetooth it to the speaker.
But you don't know about the 3rd. That's what I have.
Well, the 3rd generation does have Bluetooth and it has line in. So you have the flexibility of both with the 3rd generation. What I'm saying is I don't know if the 4th and 5th generations have a headphone jack on them. I know all of them will let you Bluetooth to the speaker, though.
And I will say today is Prime Day, and they're having some huge sales on all of their Echo devices. So it might be a good time to take a look today.
Don't tell Mallory that. Oh.
Okay. Well, I also know that the 5th generation has the battery pack as well, but we're getting off into another whole topic. But that's a cool thing too.
Yes, it is.
We'd like to take I'm in my 60s, but I'm still a teenager at heart. I like to take my music outside.
So one of the cool things about the Tribit Stormbox Blast, Teresa, you said you're a kid at heart, so I had to throw this out there, is the speakers we sell are fully waterproof and they will float. So if you want to take it swimming with you, you can take the speaker swimming with you as well.
As long as they're not line into the what device.
Yes. Yes. Got to clarify that. There's a seal on the back for a reason. If that is unsealed, it is no longer waterproof.
Right.
Thank you, Teresa.
I see. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Chanel.
Yes, we have 2 people here. We will start with Germany Rivers. You may unmute.
Hey, Germany. How's it going?
The unmute button is in the lower right corner, so I have to think about that for a minute.
And it'll say selected. You want it to not say select. There you are.
Go.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
I am just kind of gaining some strength from a very bad cold. I didn't even go to work yesterday. I didn't have no energy. But I'm learning about this new information age all the time. Although I'm a full JAWS user, I've been a JAWS user by birth, but when I first started using computers, it's been JAWS. Well, it was that Vocalize. Don't even think Vocalize exists anymore. But then I went to JAWS and I've been in JAWS ever since. Well, now I'm learning to use Apple and
There you go.
Alexa as well. But I have a question about so my favorite was the Freedom Scientific one
Mm-hmm.
session. But I have a headset that I use for my job.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Plantronics. When I use the mute button, why like it take a long time to mute? It's like I have to say something and then it'll say muted once again.
Gotcha.
When I press the button one time,
yeah.
it'll
So
say mute.
So if I'm understanding correctly, when you press the button, it takes it a second or so before JAWS tells you that you're muted or before the headset tells you you're muted.
The headset.
Okay. So I can't speak for Plantronics. It could just be due to the electronics and circuitry system in their headset that gives you that delay. So unfortunately, there isn't much you can do about that. I have heard that about other Plantronics headsets, that sometimes it takes it a minute or so to get you muted.
Yeah, because it'll say when you press the button, it'll say muted.
Yeah.
But
Do you
then
have
it's
the
like
mute
you
button
have to
on the
say
actual
something
headset
to make it
itself,
mute.
or are you muting in whatever app you're using?
It has a mute button on the headset itself, Marty. So when she presses the mute button, it takes it a second before it actually mutes her, even though it tells you right away you're muted, right?
Yes, but then you have to literally either talk and then it'll say muted.
Yeah. So I don't use Plantronics because I've had a lot of issues with Plantronic headsets. I won't go into them. We at AT Guys sell a V7 Deluxe headset, which when you hit the mute button, you are muted right away. It does not give you that audible confirmation, but that is an option too if you need that immediate ability to mute. Otherwise, what I can recommend to you is use the software that you're in to mute yourself versus the headset, because that might be more reliable.
Oh, okay.
Well,
And how much are the headsets that you're selling?
They're $39.
How much? Wow, that's a reasonable price.
Yep, $39, and we have them in USB-A or USB-C. For $34, we have a single ear headset if you only need one ear.
Wow, that's great. Okay. And you can hear JAWS. Would you be able to balance JAWS in it?
Yes, it does support the JAWS split sound feature.
Wow, I would like to get me one of them.
Yep, check out atguys.com. We're going to go ahead and go on to the next question, though. We appreciate you tuning in for the first time, it sounds like. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good luck.
So we're going to head back over to Zoom real quick, Chanel, and we'll get that second hand from you in a moment. Diane, who do we have next in Zoom?
Beth.
Hey, Beth.
Hey, Beth. How's it going?
Hi. Yeah, I kind of am confused with the convention. I thought I didn't think we had it yet until I heard an Sunday call. But yeah, 'cause it kept saying community happy hour, so I'm gonna have to remember to ask. But anyway, I had trouble with my phone this weekend until I paired up my Apple wireless keyboard. It didn't let me type on the phone whenever I went to Facebook, any kind of website. When I text, I was able to dictate, but otherwise I wasn't able to type on the phone, and I tried everything so finally I paired up my Apple wireless keyboard, but I don't understand why that happens.
So I think I know what happened here, and this does happen to me every once in a while. And if I'm understanding correctly, when you say you paired up your Apple keyboard, do you mean you just turned it on and it connected to your phone, or did you actually go into Bluetooth and have to connect your keyboard there?
I go to Bluetooth and it.
Okay.
And
yeah. So next time that happens, try turning off your Bluetooth and then see if you're able to type. Because what I think happens sometimes is iOS gets stuck connected to a keyboard that you may have been connected to in the past. And when your keyboard there is an option, and I don't remember where to find it. I'll look for it here in a moment for you, Beth. But if you don't enable the option, if a hardware Bluetooth keyboard is connected to the phone, then it doesn't show the software keyboard, which is what you expected to use. So I wonder if at some point a hardware keyboard was connected to your phone and it wasn't showing that software keyboard.
Oh, that could be because it said first two key. I couldn't. I didn't know what was the hardware and the software, but it did say two keyboards. So and I didn't have, because when I disconnect my Apple Wireless, I do forget the device because I think one teacher who came from the Iowa Department for the Blind told me to do that. I guess it was better to do that than disconnect it.
Well, if you get a software glitch and you're having a lot of trouble, sometimes it's just a good idea to restart your phone. And if you can't remember how to do that through the menus, if you're updated, you can just use Siri to restart your phone. So you can just activate Siri and say, restart my device, and they'll confirm that with you. You say yes, and then it will just restart it for you.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'll just turn Bluetooth off then, right? Next time.
That's what I would try. Or as Marty said, restart your phone and see if that fixes it too. If restarting your phone doesn't fix it, then try turning off Bluetooth.
Okay. And then I can type. Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So now, who do we have on Clubhouse?
We have Janet Wright, and we may have somebody else if they accept their response to their hand. So go ahead, Janet.
Hey,
Hi, Janet.
Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing this morning? Sounds like Marty's got a cold.
A little bit.
Allergies. So where is the other Michael today?
He's got work stuff.
Oh, okay. Anyway, my favorite part of the convention was when Diane was doing her demo for bits, and I listened to it either on Clubhouse or Media, depending on how I felt.
Actually, it was Randolph Shepard. Yeah.
But I just wanted to come in and say hi and let you know what my favorite part of convention was.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate
And y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
Thanks.
And I do know someone who still uses Window Eyes, by the way.
Yes, good old software. Who do we got next there, Diane?
In Zoom, we have JC.
Hey, JC.
Hey, JC.
All right, I came to answer the question Sirku did ask about the Bluetooth earbuds. And one earbud, I actually have it in front of me that I could recommend. And if you're willing to check it out later after this call or whenever you have the free time, is the Beats Flex earphones. It is my go-to. Unfortunately, you could use it for speaking on the mic quality is excellent. You can't use it for singing, but speaking is preferred. And the nice thing is that it has magnetics on the back of the earbuds. So when you put the magnetics together and it clicks like this, when you put those together, it actually pauses the music. And then when you unclip the earbud, it actually resumes the music from playback. So you can actually pause the music by put the magnets together, and then you take it off and it resumes the music. So I highly recommend that. And I bought mine, I think 2 years ago, and it still works well. It comes with different ear tip sizes, and it is absolutely my go-to. And I highly recommend the Bluetooth earbuds. And it costs $49. So it's actually, the price is very affordable. It's $50.
Yeah,
that's
great.
A cable that run from one earbud to the other, right? They're not fully wireless.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, Marty? What was the question?
They have a cable that runs from one earbud to the other, correct?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it has a cable that runs from one end to the other, so you are not going to lose those. These are magnetic, and when you put them in your bag, you won't notice that it's there, and you won't lose these. I have them on all the time when I do my commitment to, what I wouldn't say work, but when I listen to ACB stuff in Zoom, or music in general, I never lose these. These are my go-tos.
Unfortunately, though, they go in her ears, and she said she doesn't want something that goes in. She wants them to go on. But that is a great solution, and I know several people that do like those. But thank you for bringing that up, JC. Really appreciate that.
Okay, yeah, those are for anyone that want to have earbuds, but I understand what she's looking for. So this is in general for anyone. So, anyways,
Perfect.
I won't waste y'all time. So y'all continue, and I'll be listening.
Keep it
All
up,
right, thanks,
JC.
JC.
Really
Have a good
appreciate
one.
that.
No problem. And if you guys need any more assistance, just call out on me, and I'll be happy to chime in if anyone has any tech-related issues.
Sounds good.
That's good. Thanks a lot.
Okay, shall we go to Chanel?
Yes, we did get our Sam Klassen. You may now unmute.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Hello, Michael.
Hey, Sam.
I just had a question about any of your Bluetooth speakers. Does any of those have like a transceiver, Bluetooth transceiver for going into like sound systems to make your Bluetooth device hands or wireless free?
So unfortunately not. They're only Bluetooth receivers. They don't transmit into other systems.
Okay.
Thanks for your question.
Sounds good.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next we have a phone number 303 ending in 935. And if I can get your name, I would appreciate it.
My name is Petra. I've called in a few times before, but have been absent a few weeks. I have a couple of questions. Michael, I've talked to you before at AT Guys. Your products are fantastic. My question is, does anyone know of any kind of weather station that would have rain gauge, wind velocity, temperature, things like that is accessible to a blind person, either through an app on an iPhone or if the station in the house would actually talk?
There is one out there. And Petra, I may need you to send us an email. Actually, if you don't mind sending us an email to feedback@unmute.show.
Okay.
And I will check because I know a couple of amateur radio operators that use that have some preferred weather stations, and I can reach out to them and find out which ones they're using and share that information with you.
Okay, so it's feedback@unmute.show.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and has anyone tried, I got another email from another list I'm on, talking about an app called Viz Lens that is supposed to read instructions on appliances.
I have not tried VizLens. Have you, Marty?
No, I haven't. I have not tried it.
No, I'll have to play with that because
Okay.
I've read about it, but I haven't actually downloaded it. I am sorry I don't have more info on that, but I will check that out though and maybe follow up with you on that email.
One last real quick thing. I always use the Siri lady to play Mushroom FM. And until about 2 months ago, I would just say, hey, play Mushroom FM, and she would. She might say playing on Apple Music or whatever. Now I'm getting this stupid tune-in thing for tune-in radio, and I have to listen to about 2 minutes of commercial before it plays the radio station. Is anybody else, and she'll even say, playing Mushroom FM on Apple Music, and then I get the tune-in radio thing. Is anyone else having that, and does it annoy you like it does me?
It would annoy me. I don't listen to Mushroom FM that much. I just capture Jonathan's podcast. I have not heard of this, and if anyone else is, feel free to raise your hand. Have you reached out to Jonathan to ask him if that's something he's heard of as well?
Okay. Thank you very much.
I
Good
will
to
also
talk
say
to you.
that anything that goes through TuneIn is going to play a few commercials at the very beginning, no matter how you get there. That's just how they're doing it these days. So
I
it's a
realize,
TuneIn
and
thing,
it's
really.
doing it on the A-Lady as well, but Apple Music really bugs me.
You can pay some money and get rid of those if you want to. Get rid of those ads if
Yeah,
you
but I
want
used
to
to
pay.
get it. I used to get it for free.
I know,
Yeah.
but not now.
Anyway,
Well, thank you,
Thank you
Petra,
both,
and
everyone.
feel free to drop an email, and we'll follow up with you related, especially to that weather station.
all right. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, next is Herbie.
Hello, Herbie. Do you have answers for any of Petra's aforementioned questions?
I do. Actually,
Yay.
specifically the Echo Dot 5th generation, that one does not have a headphone jack.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay.
The 4th one, though, at least the big one, does. It like the big one for sure does, but the 5th generation, no, I was looking at it when I got the thing, and nope, it does not. The other thing I will mention is I don't use Siri to listen to radio, but I've definitely dealt with this issue on with Alexa, with the whole tune-in thing. I try to use other apps that don't cost anything. I don't know if Mushroom Radio is on Get Me Radio. I don't even know if you can access that on iOS. Anyway, but yeah, that's just TuneIn wants to sell their premium service, and
yep, everyone's got to make money.
Everyone's got to make money, and that's just, I guess, how the cookie crumbles. So yeah, but I wanted to confirm that the Dot 5 does not have the headphone jacks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of, and I think I remember hearing something about that in the press about no headphone jack. But thank you, Herbie. Greatly appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, next we have, I know this person, Rich Vonderhaar.
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
Okay, this is Rich. Diane, you know me?
Yeah, we used to work together.
I remember this. Well, good to talk to you again. It's been years, and I hope you're enjoying retirement as much as I am.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'll make my thing real quick here. First of all, as far as the convention, I just love the exhibits. I listen on Lady A, and just knowing all the things that are out there, having them all in one place where you can find so much stuff out. I enjoyed that. As far as tech companies, AT guys, I tell everybody about you guys because you guys are so customer friendly. I ordered my wine shelf from AT guys. I got the phone in a day or two. The website was very easy to use, and the tech support was wonderful. Although I think I gave Mike about a headache for about a week asking so many questions. But Mike, thanks for being so nice. But very customer friendly, a bunch of folks, and a lot out there. And now the last item is a quick tech question. I'll ask quick and let you go because you got a lot of people out there. Got a question about the show and tell feature on the Echo Show. I've had my Echo Show for about 4 years. And the reason I remember that, my grandson was a freshman in high school when I got it. He's now getting ready to go into college. So it was 4 years ago when I got it. I think it's the second generation. It's the 10-inch screen one. And show and tell always worked very well. I could put a canned good or a box or something out of the freezer, and it would read it very well. And all of a sudden, a few months ago, instead of reading what I was holding, it started reading things like my ceiling fan, or it started reading my curtains, or just different things in the room that it would catch. I tried taking it back to factory default. That didn't work, and I just wondered if there was a fix. Now, fortunately, I've got Google Lookout on my Vine shell, which I can use to read, canned goods and stuff. And I've also got Be My Eyes. So I'm not without help, but I'm stumped as to how to fix that problem on the show and tell, or maybe it's just gotten old and won't do it anymore. So I'm just interested to see what somebody might think.
Try and run any updates or check to see if there's any software updates on the actual device's operating system. A lot of times between the operating system updates and the software updates, that resolves issues you may have.
The other thing that makes me wonder is, I wonder if, and I'm not saying there is, but there could be some damage to the camera, or the placement of the camera may not be where you expect it to be. And I'm not sure if that's something you could check as well. Amazon does have an accessibility team that I would recommend reaching out to for anyone who has some questions about show and tell, because that, I think, would lie under the accessibility umbrella, especially if it's not working. And then also 4 years is not a long time, but it's also, a fair amount of time. So it may be worth, especially over today and tomorrow, looking at Amazon to find out if they have any newer Echo shows at a reasonable price, and see if your experience is any better with that.
Okay. Next we have Pam Coffee.
Hello.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, Pam. How's it going?
Hopefully, doing okay. Hopefully, a couple of answers, one at least, maybe, to the one who asked about Mushroom FM. I will confess, I haven't used this particular app in a while, but there is an app it's now called Sero, Sero. Back in the day, it was called iBlink Radio. And I know Mushroom FM what used to be on that app. I hope it still is. Since I was listening in, I didn't want to take the time to go into Sero and try to get it playing and then miss out on part of this. So, but if you have that app called Sero, go to community. Let's see, what's it called? I think the tab is just called community or community stations or something. The word community is in it. And scroll down the list and see if Mushroom FM is still on there. And I know when I got that app, it was free, and I hope it still is. But Sero, Sero.
Yeah, the download of Sero is free. They do offer an in-app purchase, I believe, for a monthly subscription for additional features. But yes, the app is free.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Well, I never did that. So, but the other question, the person who asked about VizLens, I have installed it. It's still I find it a little buggy still. It's a brand new app. It's still kind of a work in progress. But I finally got it to actually take a picture of the screen on my microwave, which I have partially labeled. It's an older microwave now. But I decided to try it on that because it has a wing doozy of a screen. And it worked okay. It's still got a ways to go to really be ready for prime time. But if you want to give it a try, go ahead and install it. Part of the problem is you have to have really bright light in order to take a picture of whatever your screen is. Much more light than a lot of the other apps called for. It would not take a picture of my microwave with an overhead, the light that's closest to it, an overhead light turned on. It wasn't enough light. It wasn't hitting it just right to take a clear picture of it. I had to wait until the next day, and it was a very bright sunny day, and the sun was blazing through my window, and it finally took a picture that was not described as blurry. So, but give it a try and have a little fun with it. And if you have problems with it, send them feedback. But I think once it actually gets perfected, it's going to be great.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And then I'm interested to see how Apple's release of some of the new accessibility features in the magnifier, especially for phones with LiDAR, can use some point support so you can point at different things on a screen and interact with it. That'll be interesting to see how that works out this fall. So,
does that work with VoiceOver?
Yes, it's in the magnifier app. It does work with VoiceOver, and it's in iOS 17. You do have to have LiDAR on your phone for it to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you point your finger at different things, and it's intended to be able to explain to you what you're pointing at. So I'm interested to see how that works.
Okay, and this is probably a dumb question. What's the earliest phone that has LiDAR?
The earliest phone that has LiDAR that I know of for sure is the 12 Pro.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate that.
And you have to have a Pro in order to have LiDAR?
As of right now, yes. You have to have a Pro or a Pro Max. There's rumor that they'll bring LiDAR down to the other versions of the phone, but that rumor existed last year as well, and Apple did not bring it to the
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah, they want to get
right
whatever
now my
money out of you they
budget
can.
right now my budget has other ideas than getting a pro.
yes, I can
My
totally
budget-
relate to that.
My budget and my purse size, because I understand those pros are huge.
Yeah, well, the pros are, so that's what I thought at first, is the pro was huge. But if you're familiar with the standard, so the 12, 13, or 14, the pro is the same dimensions. It just offers additional features. The Pro Max is the larger ones that have larger screen sizes.
What you're actually going to find, Pam, is if you were to take like a regular model, say a 12 regular and a 12 Pro, they're the same physical size, but the Pros tend to be heavier because they have some more components in them, and the materials are a little bit heavier as well. So that's one thing that's definitely noticeable.
Well, I'm still on an SE 2020. I think it's going to be retired soon, but that's what I'm still on, and I love it. I hate to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, appreciate your feedback, Pam. Thanks a lot for joining us
folks.
and for
Great
tuning
job.
in.
And,
Who do we got next?
yes, I did convention virtually too.
Good. Well, glad that worked out well for you. Diane, who do we got next?
Our last hand belongs to Deborah Jackson.
Hello, Deborah.
Hey, Deborah, how you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
My son gave me his Apple Watch 6, and I use the health app so I can see my step, but it's like too much detail I have to go through just to look for it. And so is there any way that I can like listen to my step on the watch, or is there a better app that I could just go straight to my step instead of have to like swipe and keep looking for the step and go through all those details?
So are you specifically looking for steps?
Step or exercise, yes.
Marty, do you want to take this? Otherwise, I have an idea.
Yeah, I'm looking up the name of this one. There's a really great step app that's accessible. The developer's really awesome.
Is it by
It's called
underscore?
Pedometer Plus.
Yep.
And I have used this app before. It's definitely accessible with VoiceOver. It's really simple to use, and it does work both on your phone and your watch. So I would highly recommend it.
What was it?
It's called Pedometer Plus.
Pedometer.
Mhm.
And it's free?
I think they got a free version, and then I think the paid version is a few bucks. I don't think it's all that much money.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember what the exact price is, but it's not that much.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty.
And then
and what was, go ahead.
I was just going to say an alternative to that is to make sure that you have your activity rings on your complications for your watch face. If all you need to know is how many calories you've burned in a day. But Pedometer Plus is the app I was going to recommend as well. Great app. I also recommend his Sleep Plus app if you're into sleep tracking.
Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to listen to it on the watch, but then I just couldn't get it to get there. Okay. And what was that website that you guys said? Because I'm trying to learn to use my wireless keyboard on my pad, and I don't know all the features, how to navigate around it, since it's totally different than John.
Website that we recommended to learn your keyboard. First of all, I would spend some time at apple.com/accessibility to get familiar with the keystrokes that would be used with VoiceOver on the iPad.
Okay, apple.com. Okay.
Yep. And then just take a look for their accessibility section, and they'll have details. If you go to apple.com/accessibility, I just tested it to make sure. There's some details about using VoiceOver with the keyboard on there.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
No worries, Deborah. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Have a good one.
Okay, and you have we're at 10 minutes, and we have Beth back.
All right, we'll take Beth's question and then wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering how I can do like on my Apple wireless keyboard, how I can do an accented, like a cute accented E, because there's a group on YouTube that I listen to. It's Poema, and the E, it's from the Christian group from the 70s, but the E is accented and it says acute. So it's acute accent, I think. And I don't know how, I looked it up, but I don't really understand how to do it.
Yep. So
one
what
thing-
you? Oh, go ahead,
go
Marty.
Michael.
Okay, so I'll just give you the quick answer, and then Marty can mention something there too. If you hold the Option key down and you tap the letter E twice quickly, that will give you an acute accent E for you.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to recommend is you can look for the keyboard that says it'll start with letters, then it goes to numbers, and then it goes to symbols. And you might be able to find it in the symbols section there.
Oh, you mean like if I'm typing on my phone? Now the option is that like the control is all the way to the left, correct?
Correct. It'll say letters, numbers, symbols.
Oh, on the keyboard or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll so and then hit the option. Otherwise, I could hit the option in the each one.
Yep, that would also work if you have a hardware keyboard connected. Hold the Option key down, which is typically it's the second key from the space bar on the left. So hold that down and then press E twice.
Just a minute. The second key from the space bar.
Yep. So when you find your space bar, the key immediately to the left of that is Command, and then the key to the left of Command is Option. So the second key in from the space bar is Option, typically. Hold that down and press the letter E twice. If you don't find it under symbols, is where Marty was looking.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks.
Perfect, Beth. And this brings us to about 53 after. So we do have a call coming up on ACB Media 5 at the top of the hour with Lucy, who, if you listen to the Unmute podcast, is a very familiar voice. So definitely tune into that or join that call. And with that, Marty, you want to tell people how they can find a replay of this call and get in contact with us?
Yeah, definitely. So this will go out a few hours after we're done. You can find that in any podcatcher at look for Unmute Presents. You can also go to the website, which is unmute.show, and find everything there. If you have any questions or you need to get a hold of us, you can reach us at feedback@unmute.show. And thank you, Diane and Chanel, for helping us out today, as always. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much.